Hi, it is Belinda, Aussie Stitcher, and I am back. I am coming to you on the 2nd of September 2023. It's been a while, and nothing majorly reasoning why. I've been sick at least every month, thanks to my darling kids sharing their colds. We've been doing stuff around the house. I have a kitchen mostly in, I just don't have doors on them yet because we're painting them. We've been doing, not that you can see it here, but we have been painting walls, prepping walls. I haven't, Jeff has. And yeah, and not actually stitching a lot, so therefore not having a whole lot to show. It's not been a good farming year. We're in what we would class as a drought. We've had roughly 100 mils of rain since January the 1st. We do have some crops. It's not a complete disaster, but it's a more stressful year than normal. But we're pretty lucky to have something where a lot of people don't have anything. So there's that. So yeah, nothing really exciting on why, just probably more lack of stitching and sickness. I am still a little bit sick, but I have a really good window to try and get this done. It is a Saturday, so kids are around, and I'm sure there's going to be noises coming and going because kids. I have some whips to show you, rough numbers. I may or may not have before pics, to be honest. So yeah, we'll just go with it. And there might be some pausing because of blowing noses and coughing. So I'm just going to start with, straight off the bat, Autumn Queen by Mirabilia. Now, I don't know what I've done in the last week of stitching because I've actually stitched a little bit. At some point I've done 1,694 stitches, and I reckon I've probably done another 300 to 300. So if I have a before pic, here it is, and this is where I'm up to. This is on 32 count Picture This Plus Heroic, I think, or Ancient. So, and right here is the bottom of the dress, and then it comes up. So getting there. Have really no idea whereabouts I've stitched. I've been just stitching down. So this is what I've done in the last couple of weeks, just in here. Really want to get to the point where I can have an early finish next year with it, so slowly getting there. My other one that I've been trying to work a bit on is Winter's Lace by Gold Dimensions. I would, if I only get one finished this year, and let's be honest, that's where we're heading, this is it. This is the finish I want. This is on 16 count Ada that came with the kit. It says here I've done at least 1,000 full stitches, possibly a bit more if I have a before pic. Here it is. And there's a little bit over here, and then I'll be done. So I think I got like 6,000 half stitches to go, but we're getting there. So I would have it done just in here, and maybe some little bit of back stitch here and there as I needed it. This one probably has the less amount that I've done with it, and obviously had taken it somewhere because I never leave my needles like that. and stitched a bit. I did. I took it to one of the Saturday sports. I was going, yeah, I had like 2 hours where I was waiting for William to play Auskick. So I found a corner where the hockey was and sat and did some cross stitch. So yeah, hoping, and then if I don't, it's not a huge deal. I've done more than I have done in the previous years of wanting to get it finished, so I'll be finished next year. Alrighty ho, put them over here, which was a silly reason. Right, a perfect world. I've done roughly 2,700 stitches on this. So Perfect World by Scarlet House. And in a perfect world, you would find me here with the birds and the flowers and the dogs and the deer. And I'm doing this with the cords for Week Dye Threads and Gentle Arts and DMC 310 and fabric. I've lost my little card that went with this. So I don't know what the fabric is. It's a 36 count, something that I got from 123 Stitch. So I've done quite a lot of just, so here's where I'm up to. And basically I've been doing that block in there. This flower is actually stitched and this one isn't. I have a mark on my fabric, but it's below, so it's not going to matter. So this will be a finish next year. So if nothing else, I will have hopefully at least 3 finishes next year. But I do so much love stitching on this. It's been the one to go to, like when I haven't really been feel like stitching, because a lot of my plan, I just don't have plans. I have comfort stitching basically at the moment. Anything that brings me a bit of joy and what I feel like I want to stitch on, that's what I've been stitching on. So, sorry, coffee. Oh, I did work on what's up there. It's like I have another whip. Where is it? I did work on a bit more on Scary Sampler because I didn't like the little amount that I did. So Scary Sampler by the Heartstring Sampling. And it's the one where it has all the different movie, shows and book references. Do I have my little card in here? I do not. I don't know what's been happening. But it is on Colour and Cotton Salt Rock 36 count Edinburgh. And I'm pretty sure this fabric is way more than what it needed. And that's fine. I can always cut it off when I reach the edge and I am comfortable. So I did 985. So I'm now really, really happy with the progress. I had a little bit of this flower started. I am using all the called for threads. not sure what I'll do with this, to be honest. It's a little bit funky. I'm stitching it for the joy of all the references to stuff that I like reading and watching in the movies. And a bit of it's got some of the stuff that my husband likes as well. So I'm not 100% sure what I would finish it, but and what I would use it for, but probably a pillow or something, because I'm just really enjoying what it's about. Some things when you stitch it, you can just visualize where you want it in the house and what you're going to do with it and stuff like that, and some others you just enjoy stitching. All right, and the last thing I stitched on was Day Nymph by Mirabilia, and then called for Baldoni threads, which I am not 100% a fan of. They're not all of them. It's these threads. They do break really easily, and I'm only using short lengths. This would actually be quite a quick stitch if it wasn't for the fact that I got frustrated with the breakage of one colour. 718 stitches. Saying that, I think I might make this a focus next year. So that, because I reckon 1,000, you know, if I did 500 stitches a month to 700, I could have a finish it by the end of the year next year. So this is where I'm up to. And the fabric, I've lost all my little cards that I had started writing out, and that's really annoying. It's a 32 count, but I basically worked my way across on either side, filling in wing. There we go, and that's it. I had a really good month in, must have been July, so June must have been really like barely stitching. July I stitched a whole heap more, until I hit a point where I think the kitchen went in July, end of July, and that's when it cut down because I was busy rearranging and unpacking all my stuff and doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with it, to be honest. It's a hobby. It's supposed to be enjoyable and not stressful and not have huge deadlines, and life gets in the way, but I have a kitchen and I'm really happy with that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right, I've had some parcels come in. One of the things I didn't show last time was that I got a bag from Stitch and Button, and it was a Doctor Who bag with Silence, Weeping Angels. I can't remember these guys' name, but they were in the 50th Doctor Who special. Cyberman, and then the moon's inside, and the TARDIS zipper pull. I also brought one of these from Vicky. It's like a thread catcher, but her new ones have little pockets so that you could put like maybe scissors and extra needles. These are really good for traveling. Love them. Right, So I did a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. And I got 2 Mirabilias. I got the Nightingale because I saw this stitched on different fabric and I loved it. And anyone who's been with me from the beginning, and I think I've been doing this for about 6 years, maybe longer, probably longer. I started a whip that was the red Mirabilia, but I was converting it to purples because my daughter liked purples, and then that's when I realized I don't do conversions very well. It does my head in. But I still like this design. So I'm going to restart it at some point, anytime soon, with these colours. So, and then I got all the beads and stuff for it because I like having the stuff on hand when I start. And beads can be interchanged, and if I'm doing a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, I try to make the most out of it. This is another 1, 2, 3 stitch order, and this is got rubbish in it. This is thanks to Jessie Marie, sorry, and Stitch and Button, and possibly Laurel Ann, the Moonlight Sampler. Have no plans to start it just yet. Through my soul may set in darkness, it will rise in perfect light. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. With all the animals and stuff. I'm gonna cough again, excuse me. And I did get called for threads. And I'll just get some fabric from Stash. I've got some 36 count that I would use. When I've had a couple of finishes, I might start. I don't know what I would start, but I'll start something. And this is a contender. Excuse me. And lastly, in February or March, I ordered, it's going to be the Halloween box from Flosstubes. And I wasn't going to, because I'm not necessarily into Halloween. But then I saw the picture and I really liked it. So this is the Joan Elliott chart. And this is the Flosstubes free chart. That I probably won't stitch, to be honest. But the fabrics was Golden Cauldron, excuse me, on 32 count Murano Lagana. So that's that one. And that's a really pretty colour. And Witch Hazel, which is another pretty colour. And I always enjoy getting, for the Joan Elliott charts that I haven't started, and the fabric. Oh, and I also went out and brought the latest Long Dogs sampler, the Saga. I just love all the details in that. It's only a little, one, you know, 389 stitches by 504 stitches. Just a little one. All right, and that's it. Really short. Don't have a lot to really say. I got a kitchen. Like, that's like 18 months I had no kitchen. I had my stove in, so it was an oven and stove. I had my bookcases holding food and appliances that we were using. It was, and an old table where we would wash dishes in a bucket and stuff. And it wasn't horrendous, to be honest. It really wasn't horrendous. What got me more was the lack of people putting things away in places. So then you spend a lot of time looking for stuff. But we got Jeff's parents are coming over. They're from Scotland for a month, and we were like, we need a kitchen. So that was a real push, and I just love it. And when it's finished, I will take a photo and show you. But it looks really messy at the minute because there's no doors, so you can see in my cupboards, and it looks a bit messy. We're hoping to have the walls painted and the ceiling painted before they get here. We're not sure. It's been busy. I won't be here next weekend. I have to go down to where my parents are and catch up. There's some, there's stuff happening, so I need to go down. Where are we in September? It's just busy. It's really, I'm looking at my calendar going, there's a lot on. Sophie's having driving lessons in our closest major town so that she has the experience of driving in a city-like. And when I say city-like in Australia, they call it a country city. In places like America, it's just a small town. So, take it as you will. So that's happening quite often. It's just busy. And on top of that, it's a shitty year. Sorry for language. It just is. And where we live, this happens. As frustrating as it is what it is. We're just lucky. There are places further west of us, I think, that they didn't get crops coming up. So where we are, most people got most of their crops up. It might not look flash, but they're up, which means you should get something off them when you harvest. Some people didn't get that up, so we're pretty lucky. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of plans. My stitch manager, Vicky, Stitch and Button, is still sending me what she likes me to work on every month, and I've just gone, I'm not sure if I'm going to stitch on that, and she goes, no, it's fine, I'm just giving you some more ideas. I have a couple of goals I would feel really good if I could meet, like getting that bottom dress done and then start working on the top. I would like to get Winter's Lace finished, and that actually requires me to stitch on it September, October, November, December, September, October, 4 months. I need to start stitching on it. 4 months, people. Oh, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 weeks to Christmas. Is that right? Let's not go there. I'm not even mathing. Don't want to know. So yeah, mainly lack of stitching and sickness is what's brought me not to come back. The kids just keep bringing home sicknesses, and I've been sick constantly. And busy rearranging my house because I have a kitchen, in case, you haven't heard. All right, I'm going to go now, and I hope to be back at the end of this month before my in-laws come. so I can show any progress, and yeah, we'll go from there. I think it's a good sign. Happy stitching. Enjoy Father's Day, if it's Father's Day in your country this weekend. It is in Australia. Whether you have, you know, kids or a living father or anything, or, you know, just enjoy the day with family or friends. And I will see you again, if these kids stop being sick, at the end of the month. See ya. Happy stitching.